Good morning, you guys. Just getting up. It's a beautiful Sunday day on a Monday here in beautiful Key West, Florida. So, let's see. I have one of my friends on here. Her name's Sable Chicken Gal. She's worried about looking like an idiot because when she comments, doesn't sound like she gets what we're talking about. And, she uses some pretty harsh words. I use some pretty harsh words. I guess we can get through this. But the idea is that, I'm not really, I'm not going to waver in my teachings. I don't think that I'm a bad teacher. I just think that at the same time, when someone slips through the courses, she's talking about, of course it's written down there. You can see, if you can pass her. Listen, I was C's, D's, and F's in high school. That hasn't got anything really to do with this other than, hey, I made it through. I talked about getting along with a particular reading course, a developmental reading course. The next thing you know, I'm making A's and B's, all right? So it was a procedure that I learned that changed the way I thought, and I did something really wonderful with my life. I increased billions and billions and billions of times over. That was when I was around 17 and 18 years old. I learned something that wasn't being taught to me by somebody else, and I had to ask for this in particular just to learn it. And then years later, only really get the idea that, wow, I really learned something great from that developmental reading course. So here I have been for all of my life, over 50 years, following Jesus along the way they taught me, the way someone else taught me how to do it. Well, I just finally sat down and started reading the book on my own. Came across this wonderful teacher named Phil Donahue, and there's quite a few people out there that are talking about these esoteric sciences, and one's got one word, one's got another. Well, if you listen to all of this stuff, you'll find that they put these puzzles together on your own and come up with something pretty cool. Well, and I have done that. That's what I have done. I have drank from this particular well that the Bible talks about, and that I no longer believe in it. I no longer believe one bit about the Bible. All right? Not in the religious sense of it all, but the practical. It's talking about going up and cleaning house, cleaning the inside of you so that when you vibrate, the outside of you is less hell. That's all that is. And let's see, what did she say is a problem? And some people could call it a problem. When Christ dies on the cross, and remember, he is the symbol of the way. He is the way. We are supposed to follow him because he represents the way. And so while he is hung up on his cross, while he's taking his 5 wounds, when he's going to be killed and he's going to go and return to his Father, the stories tell about his descent into hell. So when he dies, he goes down into hell, and he lets all these people free, dead people running all around the world. Does anyone even talk about that? Is there any of this written down in any of the other Gospels where dead people came up out of the ground and started walking all over the place? Huh? Good God. No. So here's this fear factor talking about God, speaking in dark languages, and still people want to say, oh, he's going into hell? Are you going into hell? This is the way it works. Jesus even tells you in Matthew, he teaches us what to do. After all of this, he says, don't do this, don't do that, don't act like these guys, don't pray out in the open, and don't walk down the street holding on to your colors or your things. Don't do this in public, do it in private. Don't pay the man anything. Give me that 10% of you. It tells you this as we're going down the line, and then it says, then what you want to do is, we're going to teach you how to pray. First off, you've got to go into your closet and shut the door. All right? Go into your closet. What do you think that means? To go into your closet and shut the door. You know, as a telling you how to pray. Come on. All right. Father who art in heaven, in the head, hallowed be thy name, from the throat. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, the heart, stomach. Give us this day our daily bread. So sacrum. Lead us, forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. That's the sacrum. That's the one that's hardest for everyone to get over. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That's hell. He made it into hell. All right? In all these other faiths, what this is they're losing things. They take things. Remember one of the stories of the woman being up in the tree and the guys, come down, woman, come down, lady. You know, a little girl, you're going to hurt yourself or something like that. So she throws them a necklace, and then she throws them this, and then she throws them this, and then she has nothing left. Nothing left. This wasn't enough. They went up and got her. Do you understand? It's all the same story, that when you are slowly going to getting rid of everything about you, and then when he raises you up from that point, he's taking you up and all for this bath. You know, you gotta have that blood, that taste of blood in your mouth. You know, this shit don't work for you. If you cannot spit that blood out of your mouth, then nothing that I say to you is going to help you at all. You're going to look for wrath, you want to look for blood, you want to look for getting even, you know. You're afraid, you're scared, you know, and none of this represents God. All of that represents the other side of this God, the other side of the stick. Like our chakra system is all a long line, that is a color, our own color wheel. We can see things from the lower vibrations of red to the highest of vibrations in purple. That's it. That long line represents one energy that has two ends to it. It has a good end, a high end, and it has a low end. That's called a polarized energy. This is how the wind works. If you have cold wind and on one side, you have a hotter wind on the other, it moves. If they're both the same, there's no movement. That's how this works. When you've got an antagonistic energy system set up, there is no sitting still. That's the magic of it. All right? That's how you get a male energy on one side and female on the other side, and they still make one. In our situations, you have to physically go under, consciously shut off this outside world, climb that little rainbow ladder, and flip a switch. So simple. So simple. That's the makeup of this. Yeah, you have to descend into hell. You have to get down deep in you. You know, hell is outside of us. How can we not understand that either? There is no place to go. There's only inside this place of your mind, and this place come back down to hell. Heaven, hell, you know, or the left side of your brain, hell, Egypt, the place that binds you. Your thinking. You know, I'm not the one thinking that I have a problem teaching. I'm one of these ones, I want to get it to everyone. I want it to be able to, I want a 5-year-old to read what I've got to say and understand it. You don't have to have all of that highfalutin $10, $20 words on shit. You don't need any of that garbage to make something the truth. You have to, I'm doing what I can to cut through garbage to get to that small amount of truth, that real little bitty piece of truth. That's all. And that's what this Bible has done. It's just one big conglomeration of garbage. If you take it for real, absolute garbage, and it pollutes your mind, turns you into an absolute idiot. And you can't think correctly without using some of it to define something, then, you know, it's like taking a little bit of shit with every a little bit of dessert that you would like to enjoy. Honest, a little spoonful of shit going along with everything else that you do with your life. And you just can imagine how that can taint everything that you do, think, and feel. How you act, what you hope to get out of this, you know. Here's what I'm getting out of it. I'm saving the world one soul at a time by teaching them the truth that's been hidden from them all these years. And if they don't understand, that's just not their time. That's the way it is, you know. And if they don't want to understand, then they just go someplace else. This is just a channel like the TV. You just turn it off and go someplace else. You don't need to have this torture put on you. You don't have to have your religion ripped out of you if you don't want it. You can have your Satan and eat it too, okay? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy that poverty. None of the people in the Bible ever existed. None of their deeds were ever brought to life. None of its history ever shown its face on this earth. None of it. Not one iota of it. Now, I might make some changes in that when it comes down to the Persian kings who credit themselves with creating the Old Testament, rewriting the book of law, the law, and that this Persian group going and forcing it on a bunch of wandering Jews who don't even understand the book itself, you know. They just read off the top and pretend that's us, you know. That's just like a airplane flying over a bunch of Aborigines, and the next thing you know, the Aborigines are out there celebrating, and they created their own. They created their own airplane to worship. Yeah, it's just like that. You find a book, you want to be like God, so you try to do it. Look at all you other guys. Look at you fake Christians out there. You go around thinking, oh, all I have to do is read this book and believe in Jesus, and I'm going to go to heaven. Pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. It doesn't say that anywhere in there, but someone told you that. And so that's going to affect all the rest of your thinking. Everything that you ever do, you're going to have that little spoonful of shit that you've got to attend to. So like I said, enjoy the poverty. Or go out and kill yourself in the name of the Lord and get out from underneath all this garbage. It's that fast and it's that easy. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. Happy Monday. And Sable Chicken, give it a rest.